friends. My name is Samson Oyeyiola. It's the rector, distractor on feeding your faith to starving your fears. Today, I would just want to encourage us on this short topic saying heart connection. On behalf of Sam and Kem, I really want to appreciate you for being part of this short short video whereby we encourage ourselves, and you're gonna do us a great favor by clicking the like button, leaving your comment, and also sharing within your network. This way we can reach out to as much as we can reach out to as much as possible, and then helping someone to feed their faith by starving their fears. Today we'll be talking about heart link. You know what? Of course you've heard this statement oftentimes without number, saying that Christianity is not a religion. There's a lot of saying about that. Christianity is not a religion but a relationship. We can't overemphasize that. How do I know? How do we know? Let's come to think about this. How do we know? How can we link this up to being a relationship? Relationship between you and your maker, the creator. Relationship between yourself and and God. It's not about yourself and your whoever is superior to you. It's relationship between you and God. It's a relationship thing. There is more to that. But meanwhile, this is what Jesus said. Jesus speaking, when you pray, say like this. When you pray, say like this. Jesus speaking to his disciples, saying that, our Father, which art in heaven. Do you realize that he did not say, oh my God. Oh my God. Hallowed be thy name. Oh my God. No, we didn't start with that. He went ahead and said, he did not even say, of course, we know that he's God to the whole world. He's God to the whole world. But he's, as much as he is God to the whole world, he's a father to you. He's a father to me. He wants to be he is a father to every individual. And meaning that he would like to relate with you on a personal basis, on individual basis. It's a, oh God, it's a, pray like this. Jesus speaking to his disciples saying, when you want to pray, oftentimes that you pray, we've recited that scripture as a little kid in Sunday school class. We've said, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. But each day we go back into this scripture. Growing older now, this scripture makes more meaning. Christ didn't say, oh our God. He said, our Father which art in heaven. Maybe there was something missing between the relationship. Our text scripture is between in the 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 6 and 7. Probably there's something missing between Paul and Timothy that is not known to us. But keep meditating on the scripture and starting. I'm seeing something new each day. Now, relating to these, God wants to deal with Timothy on a personal basis, he doesn't want to deal with him through Paul, but he wants to deal with Timothy on a personal basis. But Timothy needs some booster, some encouragement, and that's where Paul comes in. Now, back to the text. Heart connection, heart link. It says, he is God to the whole world, but he's a father to us. So when we are in a relationship with God, and the life is our live wire, and the live wire of every relationship is communication. Of course, for instance, no matter how much you love your spouse, no matter how much you love your children, no matter how much you love your parents, your mom, your parent, your dad, uh, between the two of you, your relationship is like to die. If there is no cordial communication between both of us, between both of my wife, the relationship it will die off. So the life wire of a relationship is communication. And as Christian, we communicate with God through prayer. Prayer is our medium of communication. Now watch this. However, you will agree with me that that the genius of any communication, the genuineness of any communication is determined by the extent to which the heart of individual are involved. Whether as a mentor to a mentee, whether as a coach to to a teacher to a student, it's the individual involved, the genuineness of heart determines based on how we get involved. Otherwise, whatever mouth say will not be taken serious. So the genuineness of heart. So the relationship between Paul and Timothy, it's from the heart basis. Timothy is connected. The Lord wants to relate with Timothy on a personal basis, and Paul is drawn to Timothy. That Timothy, you can't wear out this way. You can't die like this. You have so much on you. There is so much upon you that God did not give you the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and that of sound mind. God places much emphasis on the heart of man because it is the engine room of his life. Our heart is the engine room of our life, even physically speaking. Once the heart stops beating, the man is gone. In Matthew chapter 12 verse 34, Jesus speaking, saying, he said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Everything that comes out of the mouth first proceed in the heart. In the heart. A man can disguise his appearance and even pretentiously say the right words to please his hearers. But you know what? Cannot disguise his heart. It might not take long or it might take a while, but this heart will reflect the true nature of what the heart of what the heart is. In the school of prayer, listen to this. In the school of prayer, the heart goes before God. God sees the heart first. Our utterances, before the utterances, the heart speaks volume before the utterance will make before God. God sees your heart before he hears your voice. Watch this. 1 Samuel 16 verse 7. He said, for the Lord seeth, not as man seeth. Samuel was speaking to Timothy, was speaking to Saul. Not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh. But the Lord looketh unto the heart. The Lord looketh unto the heart. Now, in this scripture, the same way Hannah, the same book's 1 Samuel, Hannah was praying. He was before the altar, seeking the face of God for the fruit of the womb. And he went there. He was he was pouring out his heart before God. And then the priest came around and said, Lord, what's going on with you? Are you drunk? Are you crazy? What's going on with you? And man see it outside, but God heard Hannah's request from the heart. The heart of Hannah spoke volume. He says, now listen, he says in chapter 1, verse 15 to 16, but Hannah said, no, my Lord, I am a woman of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I've poured out my heart, my soul before the Lord. For out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Now, Hannah was grieved. He wasn't screaming, shouting, yelling, yeah, 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 yeah. Now, Eli was a priest at that time. Did you see the relationship there? And now God wasn't dealing with Hannah through Eli, but God heard Hannah's heart. Not because Eli said something, well, because Eli was a priest, right? And Eli confirmed it. May the Lord grant you your heart desire. But God heard Hannah's heart, Hannah's utterance from the heart. Hannah's heart spoke volume, and God saw that. And now access to God's command, access to God demands all your heart, all of your heart, not all of your shout or all of your cries. He said this in Jeremiah 29 verse 13. He said, and ye shall seek me and find me when ye search for me with all your heart. When you search me with all your heart. He didn't say just a big part of your heart. With all your heart. Jeremiah 29:13. I take that again. And ye shall seek me and find me. You will seek him first and you will find. And when you shall search for me with all your heart. With all your, whenever you are in prayer before you speak, ensure that your heart is connected, because prayer without a heart is no prayer. Going back to our text, Timothy needed a help. Paul saw and noticed that he needed a help. And he needed to encourage him that, wake up, son. You have so much. God has not given you the spirit of fear. Whatever, refuse to be distracted. There are tons of distraction out there. A lot of distraction out there. Stay focused onto your calling, onto that which you have in your hand. Stay focused. There are tons of distraction, as I said, every day, all the time. For example, now there's more of the pandemic restriction, Omicron, and all that is something else that is creating fear in the hearts of many. Lies of people. A lot of people already been, afraid of this pandemic. But you know what? We have a God. We have a true God. So long you keep your distance, your 6 feet, sanitize your hand, wash, use your mask, follow the rules and all that. Then, and pray unto God, seek the face of God, and know for sure that God already answered. Your heart connection, your heart link. Timothy needed an encouragement. The Lord wants to relate with him personally. And that's why Paul charged him. He said, oh boy, God didn't give you the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind. Wake up! Refuse to be afraid. Refuse to accept that lie. Paul saw something in him. His heart. Don't grow weary in heart. Wake up. Wake up the giant in you. Don't grow weary in heart. Guard your heart. That's what Paul was telling him. Guard your heart with all diligence. Don't grow weary in heart. Have you forgotten? Do you remember? I'm calling you to remembrance those things that you have, that you've received by the laying on of hands. Do not grow weary in heart. Do not grow weary. The Lord wants to communicate to you through your heart. Refuse distractions. Stay focused on Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very good time. I feel so pumped up already that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love, of power, and of sound mind. It's Samson, your son, your boy, your brother. It's another time of feeding your faith to starving your fears. Feeding your faith to starving your fears. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And I leave you with the peace of God. And then remember, go to service and enjoy the fellowship of brethren together. There's synergy when we come together to worship the Lord. Okay, wherever you are, in any part of the world, I wish you blessed service, and then I pray that God's hands of grace rest upon you mightily, and then keep living the best that you can.